All right, Gagamaru. We've let you in the kitchen. It's time to see if you can cook. Thank you to our fellow patrons, Rebel 4765, Midnight Gem Lord, Sean, Alex, Ice Rose, and Demix LND. And another thank you to our $3 members, Recliner Plays and Rebel 4765. And another very big thank you to our $10 patrons, Robbie Uchiha, Idel Kami, and Joaquin. And another very big thank you to our $25 member, Alex Ice Rose. Before we have this breakdown / live reaction to chapter 225 of Blue Loco, please don't leave your own in the chapter in the comment section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You can also now become a member to the channel for as low as $3 a month to get these same perks and more. Now, let's hop into the live reaction. What's up, guys? I've got a pencil here, and here we are to do a live reaction to chapter 225 of Blue Loco, which is known as Raid Battle. I actually can see the chapter title this time. I swear, every time I read Blue Lock, it's like the chapter title just disappears. AKA, I just don't know where to find it. Like, usually it's on the first page. Like, sometimes, like, editing me will see it more often than, like, actual me whenever I'm recording. I'll be like, oh, there's the chapter title. Right there in bold print. But regardless, I'm a little bit excited. I feel like I'm excited for Peak Lock every week, right? Because it's Peak every week, so obviously I'm going to be excited. But I'm specifically excited for this chapter in particular because we're getting Gagamaru in the kitchen, bro. And like, to be fair, Gagamaru, he's kind of been in the kitchen the entire Neo Egotist League, but being real, what crazy save did he make in the Barcha game? What super crazy save did he make in the Manshine game? What super crazy, like the craziest save that Gagamaru has is still the handstand block. Like, we really don't have anything on that level yet. And that's going on nearly 100 chapters ago at this point. Like, U20 was in the, I think that was in like the 120s of the U20. So like, it's been a hot, and I mean a hot minute since we've let Gagamaru like really in the kitchen. Usually it's been like Isagi coming in and helping defend, or Kaiser coming in and helping defend, or Noah coming in and helping defend. It's not really been Gagamaru's season for a minute, so I'm excited. I'm so excited that I don't want to waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. Editing me, ready, 3, 2, 1, go. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, I have it on me, and I keep it on me at all times. But of course, as you also know, this is Peak Lock, aka Peak every week. So you know what I gotta do. We're putting a pre-draw on it. Once again, Blue Lock has not disappointed me. I think I've done like nearly 30 or so. I can even check. No, I can't. My Google is nowhere near me. But I've been like 30 chapters of Blue Lock. Every single one has been, like, I've been drawing the blade ever since. So we got to do the pre-draw. But let's not waste any more time. And let's hop right into chapter 225, Raid Battle. The ball finds itself... I can't read. I swear I can't read. Or no, I swear I can read. I swear I can read. Please. Let's see. The ball finds itself to the king. Despite the dire situation, the wild beast confidently awaits as he awakens his instinctive sixth sense. Ooh. Ooh, the king versus the wild beast. Shall the king slay the beast of the forest, or shall the forest of the... I'm about to say the forest of the beast of the forest come and take down the king. Let's see it. Here's the thing, though, right? Here's the big thing, though, right? If Baro gets blocked here, we're going to get one of two scenarios. We're either going to get scenario 1. Baro realizes that despite all of his training and evolution, he still needs to grow. He still needs to evolve. He needs to get a little bit more sauce on it. Because if he's got Snuffy supporting him and all that right now on the field and he's still not able to score, he's going to get an awakening. Or maybe Baro doesn't score again this match. Because once again, I'm still in the camp. That BM needs to win all their games. I am in the camp of that. Mainly because we got to remember, at the end of the day, as much as I love Blue Lock and as much as I think it probably out of all weekly and even most monthly series I read, I would pretty confidently say Blue Lock has the best integration of its sidecast. Yes, including things like 7 Deadly Sins / 4 Knights, including things like My Hero Academia, including things like JJK, including a whole bunch of things. I'd say Blue Lock handles its sidecast the best. This is Isagi's story. This is very much still Isagi's story. And what is Isagi's main, like, what is his main meta-narrative? Not even meta-narrative, just in-narrative goal right now. It's to beat Kaiser as a striker. A striker. And what does that require? Now that they both have 1-1, it requires Isagi getting another goal. That ends the game. That's the thing. If maybe these were like 4-point games, preferably if, I don't know, if I was writing the Neo Egotist League, I would have made a 5-point game so we could have like every single striker show off just a little bit more. But I get why it's 3 points. One, because of a team like Uber's, which only has one real striker on it. But with that being the case, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I think they got to win this game. I think Isagi needs to beat Kaiser in both metrics, as a playmaker and as a striker, so he and Kaiser can work together against PXG. I've been peddling and pushing this narrative for a while now, but I feel like it just does have to be that way. And in that case, Baro can't win. So maybe Baro gets 1 more point. Maybe Baro gets one more. Or what I'm feeling, if we really are going to set up here that GAGAMARU, while seemingly locked in with that 6th sense, if he's really able to block Baro, then I think Aiku may score. Or Nico may score. Or heck, even Ari. Remember, he was what, number 3 in Blue Lock originally in the 2nd selection? So, like, I don't know. We do have some secret strikers, if you know what I'm saying. So, it's entirely possible. But I don't think Ubers is winning. And I think the verdict of this chapter is going to, or the outcome of this chapter will determine my verdict on what Baro's going to do for the rest of this match. I feel like he has to score another one, though, in spite of GAGAMARU stopping him here. I do genuinely think that this would be a better scenario if the score was 2-2. If Baro had already gotten another goal before GAGAMARU locked in, like it took like 2 tries, and then, 3rd time's the charm, and then GAGAMARU locked in, and then like, oh, okay, now I can do this. Now I can activate my 6th sense. I know how to deal with Baro. Then I think that would be better. But stopping Baro when he's only got 1 goal, it's not looking too good for Mr. Hattrick. But let's see. All right, bring it. My 6th sense. Wild instinct. Baro Shohei. Okay. So they're both in flow. Notably, I'm so confused. So here's the thing. I'm asking y'all, because y'all are 99.9% of the time, y'all are more knowledgeable than me. What is flow? Which one is it? Like, which is the portrayal? Because I do agree. A lot of people have been saying it's this. It's the, like, glowing, fractured, shaky eye. But then what is the black Skellerer thing? What is that? Because when you go back to when Ego first mentions flow as a thing that is achievable, when Isagi does it, he has the black Skellerer. So is that not flow? Which one is that, like pseudo flow? What is? I'm just a little bit confused on that. I need to go back and review. But I'm pretty sure the first time we get like direct instances of flow, or at least the first time it is mentioned in accordance to a certain goal or state of a character, it is back in 3rd selection, right before U20, when Isagi dives in between Rin and Shido and scores. His Skellerer are black there. He doesn't have this. But I've seen this described as flow. And I do agree it is flow, because it also matches up with other instances of characters reaching flow. So, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe it's just both. Maybe the secret answer is just both, or the black Skellerer is something else. I have no idea. But let's see. Baro's got Predator Eye. W-I. Bro is looking devious. But GAGAMARU's in flow. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, Baro with the cleanest chomp fade this side of the Mississippi. Grim, ankles shattered. That boy is going sliding. He's nowhere near the ball. Like, bro. Ironically, it's weird. I think it's because of the angle that we're seeing him at. That doesn't even look like Grim. That looks like a character with Grim's hairstyle, but that does not actually look like Grim. But hey, it'd be like that. Would be like this. And that honestly doesn't even look like Baro. Like that aesthetic look for his face, it looks a little bit off. Once again, it's probably to portray the desperation that Baro's feeling right now. Because admittedly, he's been kind of, Isagi's low-key had the clamps on that man. Isagi and Kaiser have low-key just been like, no. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, also, no. Like, actually, never mind, no. Like, they just kept denying this man what is, in his mind, rightfully his. So I understand why bro's, like, itching and fiending for a goal. Especially considering, you gotta remember, at this point in time, if Ubers loses the ball, they could lose the game. like they are literally in, like, do or die scenario right now. Because if Baro loses the ball, and heavens forbid, that little puzzle piece demon Isagi gets it, or worse, that the Lord's chosen Emperor Kaiser gets his hands on it, or even worse, the greatest striker in the entire world gets his nasty, filthy toes all over it, then he's kind of just done. Like, for all intents and purposes, his goose should be cooked. Then again, Snuffy may be able to save it, and plus they got really good defense. But considering, like, Aiku, who's up here? Like, I think Nico's up here, Aiku's up here, Baro's obviously up here, Snuffy, Lorenzo's up, like, everyone's up here right now. So, like, if they can just make a break for, unfortunately, this is where Corona would still be useful because of his speed. His speed stat is what would be really useful up here, because then they could just blitz straight down the field. But right now, I'm assuming the best option to get down the field quickly would be Yuki Maya to break through the very, very limited defense. But still, regardless of that being the case, Baro knows. He knows what's coming. So I get why bro's so locked in right now. It looks like he changed art styles. Let's see. Figures. Baro's primary weapon is the right foot mid-range shot. That's why he'll shift the ball back onto his right foot. But thanks to Raichi and Isagi slightly delaying the opponent's attack, our defense can catch up. Oh, look at this guy. Who was that? I know. I consistently slop off Blue Lock for having some of the best side character integration, but Blue Lock also suffers from the Horikoshi problem, aka the My Hero Academia problem, aka the too many characters problem. I do not remember all these characters. I remember Grimm, I remember Eric, and I remember Ness, and I think I remember Mensa. Those are the only 4 non-Blue Lock characters, and obviously Kaiser and Ness. But those are the only 4. Actually, that's a pretty decent amount. What, Grimm, Eric, Mensa, Kaiser, Ness? That's 5. So that's a pretty decent amount. But still, those are the only characters I remember. I have not a clue who this man is. If you were to be like, say this man's name, or you will lose your big toe, I'd be like, no, my big toe, because I'd lose it, because I have no idea who this guy is. But all right, so Baro is slightly locked off. However, once again, we know that Baro being locked off with the nature of his curve shot isn't actually always a good thing. Like, you may just block your own sight path because he's just gonna, like, Rin does it, Baro does it. They will abuse the fact that there's a defender in front of them trying to help the goalie in order to get past the goalie, because you just can't tell when they're gonna shoot. Like, if their body is blocking in the appropriate way, then you just have no idea. It's just like, you got to take the risk, you got to hope. Essentially, you got to guess. Like, you know that Baro's going to go for the right side of the goal. You know he is. But the question is, does he go for the high? Does he go for the low? Does he go for the mid? What guess are you willing to take? Because if you mess up, you mess up. That's it. This isn't something you can reset. That's it. He gets the goal. But let's see. Now, all that's left is nice. The timing, probably. No, it's definitely. Bro's flowing up right now. He's like, I can feel it. I feel it. I feel it. It's always been inside of me. The possibilities are never ending. I see it. I see it. I'm sorry. But with that being the case, let's see. Gagamaru cooking. The moments I can't see is shooting. So see, I don't know. Baro low-key. I should have gotten water before I started recording. That is dry. I'm going to be here for like another 30 minutes. I know at least another 30 minutes, so I'm going to cherish those few drops of water I have. I blew through all the water bottles, and I blew through my big water container. No, but let's see. I can't see a shooting motion. But that makes sense. You essentially need to guess. Like, even with that being the case, I'll even give Baro credit, right? Because you could say, oh, this is predictable. You're just going to wait till the goalie can't see. Because you can see, once again, with Predator Eye and seemingly flow, Baro can see the goalie because of where his head is positioned. But the goalie cannot see Baro in terms of where he's trying to shoot from or what timing he would, because the defender's blocking the way. So even if you know exactly when he's going to shoot, you need to take the guess of where Baro's going to go. Because we've seen Baro shoot in multiple areas of the right side. And once again, you guess wrong. You get mixed by the high-low. You get mixed by the high-low. That's it. You're done. So even though Baro and the Uber's whole setup is sort of predictable, the chaotic nature of the 50-50, the gamble, regardless of whether or not it's something that you can predict every time based on how it should work, it's still good. A 50-50 shot is still a 50-50 shot. That's win or lose, even odds. So it makes sense why this is such a well-established strategy for Baro. Right now, got you, king. Ooh. Bro said he's ready. The leap? The leap? Is he going to catch it? Is he just going to straight catch it? I can touch it. I can deflect it. I can catch... Wow. Look at it. Okay. I can follow. Bro, wait. He actually caught it. Wow. Gaga-sama. Okay, Igaguri. You got me. This one time, Igaguri. You got me. It'll never happen again. You filthy waste of space. I want you to know this from the bottom of my heart. I cannot wait until Ego personally pulls up to you and removes you from Blue Lock because you are nothing more than a waste of resource. Okay, wait for, like, here's the thing. No one's mentioned it in the comments yet, but I have this lingering feeling in the back of my mind that Igaguri is either going to do something crazy in the PXG match, like he's going to finally get field time, and or he's going to do something crazy in the actual U20 arc. Neither of which I like. Like, I really don't like. Here's the thing. Igaguri is a character I don't like so much that actually getting him to succeed and actually getting screen time with him succeeding wouldn't actually help. Like, some characters I don't like because they consistently fail and it feels like they're a waste of narrative space. Yukimai. Well, or at least until Yukimai scored. But Yukimaya got a goal. Yukimaya did things that made me be like, oh, okay, fine. I'll soften up on you just a little bit. Fine, you kind of nice. I'll give it to you. But Igaguri, I don't know. I think the negativity is so deeply inset in my heart at this point that, like, Igaguri could beat Noel Noa in a one-on-one and score the game-winning goal for Japan in order for them to take the World Cup, and I still wouldn't like that. I still wouldn't like him. I know that's so mean. That's deliberately mean. And I know people love Igaguri. I know for some reason, I still can't, I hope that's a lie. He's Kaneshiro Sensei's favorite character, but, seriously, you got me about a hurl. Never. Then again, I guess that's like, what's the like, a lot of people, we always, well, not we, because I'm not fully part of that community. I mean, I like it. I engage with it somewhat. I read the memes. But, like, it's in Dragon Ball, it's in Pokemon. Those are the two I mainly think of. In Dragon Ball, Hiromi Sensei's name, the person who runs the game, her favorite character in her main is Goku Black. I mean, Goku Black a good Goku Black player can destroy me, but Goku Black is not that good. Relative to a lot of the other characters, Goku Black is not that good. And people are like, oh, well, you can tell that she's not biased because she didn't make him good. Psyduck is, I believe, Matsuda's favorite Pokemon. I believe so. And before Matsuda left, I'm pretty sure he's not with the company anymore. I don't remember. It's been a while since I followed Pokemon stuff. I'll admit. I don't know. I've kind of been zoned out. I didn't buy Scarlet and Violet. Not because, well, I don't know. I just didn't buy it. I have Arceus. I have Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. Or I think I have Diamond. I just never really, like, locked in to sit down and actually play those games. But with that being the case, I believe his favorite Pokemon is Psyduck, and Psyduck sucks. So does Golduck. Like, even if you evolve it, it still sucks. Like, it's not, there are very niche uses for it, but it's not like a good Pokemon. So, like, those two are unbiased. And I guess the same thing happens here with Kaneshiro Sensei. Like, he likes Igaguri a lot. Igaguri doesn't do anything. So, I guess it's fine that he's kind of just useless and hateable. But let's see. Oh my lord, what a jaw-dropping super save from Gagamaru Gin. Finally, we got the ball back. That was my boy Gagamaru. Okay, that's crazy though. I'll admit, I know like a big chunk of the image is missing. But like, I'll admit, low-key underwhelming. I don't know, not like in a bad way, not like in a horrid way. But like, I mean, cool, he caught the ball. But like, I don't know, the handstand goal kick, the block, the handstand block is just going to be so hard to beat. It's gonna be nigh on impossible to beat. Like, notably, I thought Shido's goal was gonna be pretty much unbeatable. I thought that was just gonna sit as my favorite goal in the entire series for forever. But then Kaiser Impact dropped recently, and now I think that's definitively my favorite goal and probably the most difficult goal to replicate in the entire series. Yes, even more than the 5-shot revolver. I know, Nagi fans, you can come fight me somewhere else. But with that being the case, I don't know. Kagamaru, He's gonna have to find a way to pop off. That's in like some crazy way. Though I still do like this. Shout out to GAGAMARU for blocking the ball. Let's see. The tables have turned. Now it's time for BM on the counterattack. There, Colonel. I see the way, Colonel. I'm not gonna make the rest of that joke. But all right, so GAGAMARU, he about to do a throw and he about to launch. All right, so we got Kunigami, we got Lorenzo, and we got Kaiser. Kunigami, as far as I know, is unmarked, right? Because Nico's likely got Isagi. Nico's got Isagi. Lorenzo, he's cheesing here, and Kaiser still looks annoyed because Lorenzo's likely right next to him still. Noel is obviously being locked down by Snuffy. I have had to take a guess. Aiku. Oh, wait, no. Aiku's on Isagi right now. So Nico's kind of home free. So Nico may be on Kunigami duty. That's going to be rough. I feel like Kunigami would not be afraid to foul Nico. He'd be like, really? Me? Of all the people on this field you could try to come and stop, you chose me. I hope you know. I'm going to break every bone in your little blind body. And I feel like Kunigami versus Nico would not be the best of matchups. But I feel like that kind of has to come because everyone else is busy. Like, unless we get a random Ubers member, I think everyone else is busy. So Kunigami either A, may be unmarked, or B, be getting marked by Nico. Which is something I'm interested to see. But let's see. Big counter. Whew. It is, like, I don't know. His hand is massive. Like, have you ever tried, like, think about it. I don't know about y'all. But, like, even with my, like, gigantic, like, well, not gigantic. My hands are not, like, Shaq hands. But, like, I have pretty big hands relative to a lot of my friends, especially for a guy who's, like, 3'2". But with that being, like, I can barely palm a basketball. Like, pick up a basketball, just one palm on it. Like, without scooping it. But a soccer ball, bro? Like, I don't know. I can never palm a soccer ball. Shout out to GAGAMARU's Gigantamax hands, bro. Let's see. Big counter. Not big pharma, big counter. Let's see. Ooh, he sent that bad boy flying straight to the heavens. But who'd you throw it to, bro? Who did you? Sending it to the main man, I see. Sending it to the puzzle piece extraordinaire, I see. GAGAMARU, I say, I like your style, fella. I like your style. I like your swagger, my friend. I really, really do. I see what you're doing there, Mr. GAGAMARU. I like it. But geez, not only, but like that toss, the ability to catch the spinning curve shot from Baro, the mid-range spinning curve shot, crazy. The ability to palm a whole soccer ball, crazy. And the peak, like, he threw that like a cannon. That is all crazy. Shouts to my boy GAGAMARU again. Gaga-sama. Sounds so wrong. I don't know why that sounds, like, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just Lord Gaga. But I don't know. Something about Gaga-sama just doesn't sound right to me. I'll probably figure that out as I'm editing. Why does that sound weird to me? But let's see. Don't do that. Please, you're scaring me. But all right. Throws it straight to Isagi. Isagi with the light tap. All right. You're a guardian deity. Yes, sir. He kind of is. Like, he might as well be. That was awesome, Wild Beast. Finish it, Ace. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Oh, Isagi Yoichi, bro. Yo. No lie, bro. Is one of the. I love it. I love, like, could you ever see Chapter 1 Isagi being called an ace, bro? Chapter 1 Isagi, having the faith of the whole team on his back, being backed by a top 6 striker and the #1 striker in the world, bro. That is super crazy. That also doesn't look like Aiku. That's not Aiku. That's got to be another dude. But wow, because Aiku's right here. That's not Aiku. But wow, bro, that's crazy. An ace assist from the guardian deity. Woo! I'm loving it. Please don't sue me, McDonald. But with that being the case, I'm excited. So what's Isagi gonna cook here? These are things I don't know though. Because without Corona, like, I guess he has played with Yuki. And obviously, Noel Noa can kind of just do... Noel could fit in any role that Isagi really needs him to. But I'm interested. I'm very interested in the fact that my computer looks like it's about to cease the living. I'll be right back. You can't trick me, computer. And by trick, I mean, you aren't going to die on me. Because I am just literate enough to see that I forgot to plug you in before recording. I didn't fill my water up before recording. I didn't plug my computer in before recording. You can tell your boy is a little bit off. But I'm still having a fantastic time reading Peak Line. Okay. So he immediately does reactivate the Vita. The Vita? I try to fuse Vision and Meta, apparently. The Meta Vision. Super fast rate. Okay. So you're mainly using speed. That makes sense. Once again, that is what I mentioned earlier. I think a speedy counter right now, with all the defense being up on this side of the field, is perfect. Especially considering Lorenzo, he knows. Lorenzo's pretty much a non-option right now. Right? Like, think about it. Because Lorenzo knows if he lets Kaiser breathe for half a second, an iota of space given to Kaiser, and Kaiser will go crazy. It'll just happen. Kaiser will figure out another way to pop off like a madman. And even though he didn't like his previous goal, I bet to beat Isagi as a striker, like he started to cope with himself earlier, he would do it again given the opportunity. So Lorenzo, a non-factor. Lorenzo's not leaving Kaiser's side. He's going to be latched at the hip for Aiku. Aiku's dangerous because he still should be faster and stronger than Isagi. Even with Isagi's speed training and all that, Aiku is just like a full-grown man. Like, legitimately, he's what? He's 19, right? Like, bro is a full-grown man, full and ready to chase Isagi. And he has metavision of his own, too. The heterochromic metavision. Bro, bro's going to go absolutely insane. So, Aiku's going to be a problem. Nico, there's no offense to my boy Nico. I mean, he could be useful against Yukimaya, who probably isn't a metavision user. But I think against Isagi, who is a more experienced metavision user and just has better stats than Nico, alongside Noel Noa, who is also likely an experienced metavision user, even if Noah doesn't know what metavision is, because Isagi named it metavision. Noah should be good against someone like Nico, for all intents and purposes. Are you maybe annoying, because like he should be tall enough to contest any of them, but just hit Aryu with a low. Break his ankles. Send him to the shadow. I banish you, Aryu, to the shadow realm. So they can probably do that. Aryu's probably the only one on defense too anyway, so he's got a lot of defending to do. And the last person they got to worry about is Snuffy. Because with him, I don't think, like, here's the thing. Maybe Raichi's able to man mark him to the end of time. Maybe Raichi's able to keep up. But if Snuffy's like given like full reign, like say Snuffy has to turn around and book it, I don't think Raichi's gonna catch Snuffy. If Noel Noa thinks that overall Snuffy has better stats as an overall player than even him, then I don't know. I don't see Raichi catching up to Snuffy. So Snuffy may be open to go wild. But let's see. Finally, since Uber's committed 2 main numbers forward, they're vulnerable against the counterattack. I've got this. Okay, yeah. So I was right. They did like... I mean, it makes sense, though. At this point, they kind of need to overinvest. The risk was more so... Well, you could argue the risk wasn't worth it. But I see why Ubers would so heavily invest in a super-duper offensive, crazy stacked attack. Because they're down. Like, they need to at least tie the game up before giving the ball up. But apparently, that just wasn't enough, as we can see here. Let's see. So my elite squad's assembled. Squad! Isagi ringed up gang, but let's see. My elite squad's assembled. How are you going to finish them off? That is way too deep a voice for Yukimaya. How are you going to finish them off? How are you going to finish them? How are you going to finish them off? Hi, I'm Yukimaya, and I'm blind. I'm sorry. How are you going to finish them off? Let's go. Once again, Noel, I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people are a bit disappointed in Noel Noa. And here's the thing. I can't even fully blame y'all. I do have to think, at least personality-wise, he's probably my least favorite out of all the masters. We've seen all the masters. We've seen Loki. I don't know. Loki was kind of boring, though. But he was still so cool. And you know, he was kind and cordial enough. And he had like that, casual air of dominance. So I will admit, out of all the masters we've seen so far, which is all of them, and what little glimpses we've gotten of their personality, Noel Noa is the most boring. Like, he is the most basic milquetoast definition of logical #1 striker in the world. Like, he is just that. But I think that works for the character, and specifically what Isagi is trying to grow, beat, and become. So, like, it does work, and it's still good. It's just not... I get why people aren't, like, the biggest fans of Noel Noa, because every other character, or at least every other master, every other person in his league has more charisma, is more outgoing, is more, like... honestly, I dare I say more entertaining to watch. Like Lava Hino's dribbling style is super duper cool to see. Chris Prince with his super athletic mania is really, really cool to see. Snuffy with his black belt jujutsu stacked with metavision is also really, really cool to see. And heck, Loki's speed. I love some good speed. Not in that way, but I do love fast characters, and Loki is the fast character, right above Shigiri. So I don't know. I can't really disagree with people having him as their least favorite, but at the same time, I don't think that suddenly makes him bad. He's just dealing with really, really, really stiff character competition. That's not his fault. But let's see. Find the quickest path to the goal. You didn't find it already? Bro, you had all this time? Figure it out. But let's see. Find the quickest path to the goal. All right, let's see if we can review the field real quick. Let's see. Okay. So, like I thought, Ryu is back here. Ryu's the only one in decent position. Kunigami's charging up towards Ryu. At least I think it's Kunigami. We have this guy in the way, and then this guy in the way. And then once again, like I said, Lorenzo is locking down Kaiser. Kaiser's not a factor in this match anymore. I'm sorry. Lorenzo learned his lesson. He's not letting that slide again. So the real question is, can I quickly run and get some water? Yeah, I've run and gotten myself some water. It's not much, and I probably could have gotten more considering I probably cut that out. But regardless, let's see. Find the quickest path to the goal. Okay, so big issues here, big issues. He cannot pass to anyone ahead of him. He cannot quickly break through with anybody. Mainly because, once again, if he gives the ball to Kunigami, he's never seeing that ball again. He's never seeing that ball again. So he can't give the ball to Kunigami. Obviously, this guy's on the other team. Draco, I think. And then Ryu's obviously on the other team. This big fella right here, he's also on the other team. Lorenzo would easily take any ball if Isagi would even want to give the ball to Kaiser, which also is a massive risk because he would never get that ball back if the ball did get to Kaiser. So he has to rely on his staggered weapons, essentially, right here to get deep in. But even then, while a lot of the defense is clearly upfield, I'm not sure what these guys' defensive abilities are, but they could hypothetically at least slow down Isagi crew at the moment to the point where the rest of the actual defenders can come back and get active. And by rest of the actual, I literally just mean Nico and Aiku. Those are the only two like major real defenders that we know the abilities of that are left that are currently downstream, essentially. So they do need to come back up and pop out. But let's see. Ooh, that is that is one of the most precise passes ever, bro. Wait, look at that. Look at that. Bro basically skinned his leg, like skinned his knee. Do you know how like Isagi literally, with the way that ball, or at least if the effect is to be believed, the ball straight right over. That was so, like, that could have gone, that is such a precise pass. A lot of people say, like, I get it. Isagi doesn't have the best stats in, like, anything except for, like, vision. But, like, a lot of people say Isagi's a bad dribbler. He's a bad passer. Like, no, bro's really, really cracked. Like, he's not as good as, like, Pachira or, heck, even Corona or stuff like that in terms of, like, passing or dribbling and stuff like that. He's not as good as Yukimaya. But, like, don't sleep on bro's abilities. Like, look at this. Look at how smooth that is. That is so amazingly dynamic. Once again, look at Noel, bro. Look at Noel. Look at how swaggerless. And here's the thing, right? Going back to the Noel. I should not drink that water. Going back to the Noel stuff. He still has pure rule of cool. Like, bro looks so swaggerlicious. Look at this. Everyone else is, oh, man. Oh, man, soccer. Oh, this is intense, bro. I'm kind of getting lost. Oh, is that the sauce? Meanwhile, Noel's like, okay, we'll get this done. I am him. No one else can ever be me, because there's only one me. I am Himothy. Like, bro's really just like that in terms of how he's moving and grooving. So, shout outs to my boy. Shout outs to my boy. Look at this. Look at the smooth tapping. Oh, God. I love it. I love it, bro. And, okay, so Noah outside traps it. Bro takes a breath and gets to move. Nico, no, your ankles. Where were you? Where were you in this shot, Nico? Yeah, that's not like Nomura's outside. Usually Nomura has everything like pre-laid out. I mean, actually no. Noel was on Nico previously, so maybe he did just get past him. But Ooh, so maybe that does make sense. Once again, Nuki may have just been parallel. But that is crazy. Noel went boom and just broke right on past. He didn't even nutmeg him. He just straight went around him. He passed the ball to himself, blitzed in front of this other dude, and just kept it moving. That is crazy. All right, Aiku versus... That's kind of crazy. Aiku versus the #1 striker in the world, the greatest defender in Japan versus the greatest attacker ever. All right, let's see. Darn. Okay, so he lost Noah. That's a little bit rough. He has to rely on only Yuki Maya. When Ryu's still there, I mean Nico is left behind, so it really is just it depends on Ryu. Like, can Ryu stop Isagi and Yuki Maya? I don't think so, actually. Like, I think Isagi's stats plus meta vision is high enough, and Yuki Maya's dribbling is way too good for Ryu to really stop on his own. But that's crazy. So Noel, essentially what he did here, because he has the ball seemingly right at his left, so he jumps in midair, taps it off of his right, and like puts his elbow out to stop Aiku from reaching him. That's crazy. And then they both crash. Then they both drop like it's hot. Wow, that's a little bit bonkers. Okay, let's see. And Isagi just traps the ball and keeps it pushing. That is wild. Wild. Okay. That's cool, though. That's very, very cool. Once again, you can tell Isagi is playing the pure prediction game. Like, he does understand, okay, things can go like this, and that. They're going to go like this. And then he just reads it smoothly. Because, no, he doesn't even react. He has no real reaction to Noah and Aiku falling over each other. Huh? Foul! That's a foul! True. True. Look at this. Probably. But with that being the case, it's all according to Isagi's plan. No, keep going. Advantage. Yeah, that's true. Because if they stop and call the foul here, then everyone resets. Then everyone resets. They kind of do. They need this speedy counterattack right now. Thanks, Master. Even though Noah got crushed, he connected it. I mean, like, even if it's a foul, that's a pretty good feat for Aiku, though. He did just stuff the #1 striker in the world. The best player in the world? No, not by Noah's own admission, not the best player in the world. But the best striker in the world getting stopped by a 19-year-old Japan dude? Like, how old is Noah? Isn't Noah, like, in his late 20s, early 30s? Like, that's pretty impressive that a 19-year-old that's just built beefy enough managed to stop Noel Noa. That's really, really good for Aiku. I think that alone is going to send his value through the roof. Even though it was a foul, I think that, on top of his other plays in this game where he's sort of been neutralizing Isagi, I think it's really going to come in clutch when we see the end of game values. I think he's going to shoot up a lot in value because that's a crazy feat. Like, just for a defender, that's an insane feat. Let's see. Even though Noel Noa got crushed, he connected it. Isagi! From now on, Yuki Maya and I will finish them off. You really want to... Isagi, I know you have excess vision, bro, but you can't be leading the blind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, all 5 of you Yuki Maya fans out there. All 5 of you. Are there really even 5 of you anymore? Is it just you? Think about it. Is it really just you? Who else really likes Yuki Maya? I'm kidding. I think Yuki Maya is cool too. But, let's see. Isagi! Only 30 meters left. Jeez, they must have sprinted. How are you only 30 meters left? Look at the distance they're at here. It doesn't even look like they're past halfway. But now only 30 meters left to the goal? Y'all must have been schmoving. What the heck? Only 30 meters left. 3 more to go. Okay, once again. It's time to activate my metavision. Hey! Let's read the field. Only 30 meters left. So, I'm going to zoom in. Okay. Isagi and Yuki Maya are literally like a half a foot away from each other. Why are you past? Okay, to get past Ryu's right in front of Isagi. So I'm assuming Isagi's going to dip to the right and swerve around to try and get behind Ryu. The big dude has managed to somehow keep his place. Bro must have been running backwards. But he's going to have to deal with Yuki Maya. I smell his ankles being shattered by the one-on-one Emperor. Zoom in a bit more. Okay, I see Lorenzo and Kaiser. just locked together, joined at the hip, like what's it called? Conjoined twins. That's what it looks like right now. So I think it's looking dangerous. Yuki Maya has to get past 2 people. But notably, he only really has to get past a person and a half because while Lorenzo is permanently locking down Kaiser, and I don't think Kaiser's going to be a factor anymore, that doesn't mean that Lorenzo, once again, could take his eyes off Kaiser and fully focus on Yuki Maya or Isagi. So Lorenzo's in a rough spot where he needs to kind of be in 3 places at once. So let's see. Just 3 more to go. Ooh, okay. Yukimaya's hitting him with the mix-up. Abdi. Mix-up. Mad Kaiser looks. He's like, why am I dealing with this? Lorenzo, if you don't get your hands off me. I hope we get, like, there's one, I do want, like, a meeting of the new Gen World 11. Like, just a straight all of them showing up in one area, being like, yo, that's good. And I would love for them to comment on this game, being like, yo, would you look at that? The Lord's chosen emperor locked down by a straight rat. And then another person being like, oh, well, first, you can see he's still a street rat because he let the cheese wander right on off from him. Come on, Lorenzo, how'd you let him get that goal? Off one of your own defenders? Like, I can smell it. It would be so cool. I really want to meet them because we've only met 3. And it's the new Gen World 11. So we still have 8 other people we need to meet. Presumably, it's going to be a full team, right? Because Lorenzo's the new Gen World 11 defender. Sei's the midfielder. And Kaiser's the striker. So we still, at bare minimum, need a goalie. We need the other positions filled. We may have another crazy striker in the new Gen 111. Like, I'm really interested to see. I hope PXG has one, but at the same time, PXG is already so stupidly stacked that I'm not sure if one would even fit. Like, how are you going to have 3? Like, I guess maybe you could have the goalie be there. And I think that would be good. I think, if anything, if we're going to see the new Gen 11 goalie, I think it would be on PXG because you're going to need, like, a super-duper cracked goalie to deal with, especially if Kaiser and Isagi agree to work together. Heaven forbid those two squash their beef and actually decide to work together. And you still have Yukimaya and Kunigami and, shoot, even, once again, don't sleep on Corona. Don't sleep on my son. Corona, like, that's a 5-pronged threat. Maybe we get the new Gen 11 goalie for PXG, because it doesn't, like, stack the offense anymore, because the offense is already stupidly stacked. Like, come on, Rin, Shido, Karasu, Tokimitsu, Zantetsu. Like, we already have that being a super duper crazy stacked thing as it is when it comes to their offenses. So them having that one solid core of defense being the new Gen World 11 goalkeeper would be good. Would be really, really good. I think they kind of need that. But let's see. Yukimaya going for the mix-up. Isagi being watched by, yeah, what I say though? I said Isagi was going to go to the right. Isagi goes to the right. Ryu turns to chase him. Ooh. Are you what you doing, my boy? Isagi, why you planting your foot like that? Here, Yukimaya. Ah, that's risky though. Ooh, oh, actually, no, that's fire. Okay, I like that. Isagi, that's really hard to do. Like, I'm not sure. I used to be good at it. I don't think I can do it anymore. But I specifically remember one of the best ways to break somebody's ankles was to do that. Just hard pivot. Like, you're going one way, you draw them in, you stop, hard pivot, turn, dash another way. That's how, like, I don't know about y'all, but when we played tag way back in high school, what happened was you would have the person who was it. You would have the people who could get tagged, but the person who was it had to say who they were going to tag. So they would be like, I'm going to tag pencil, or I'm going to tag pen, or I'm going to tag marker. And that was it. So essentially the rest of the people could do whatever they want, because you had to declare. It's kind of like when you're playing pool and, like, you have to declare which one you're going for. It was pretty much like that. And the rule was, since we played on, like, outside on our football field had, like, lines around it to determine the in and out of the game, obviously, for football. But with that being the case, what the extra rule that ended up being added was, if you, as the person being chased, can get your opponent who's chasing you to get out of bounds, then you're safe. They can't target you for the rest of the time while they're in, and they have to pick a new target. And the thing was, you had the rule where the only things that counted for being, like, taggable, things you could actually tag, is just the hands. So, like, the way some people would get around that and abuse the rule would be, like, they would dodge out of the way. Like, they would bait somebody by standing near the edge of the line, dodge out of the way, grab them and throw them out. Like, straight up grab them by the shirt and throw the person who's trying to tag them out. If their hands whiff, they were good, because the person ended up going out of bounds. But the way typically I would do it is I would run, sprint, reach top speed, have the person chasing behind me, get right towards the corner, and right at that corner point, stomp my foot, and then dip into the opposite direction. And most people, because of how difficult it is, because you're running at top speed, you need super strong legs and super strong feet to do this. Not saying my legs are super strong or feet are super strong. They were just good enough back then. I was 3'2" back then. I just wasn't Wasn't that good. But stomped down in and moving away, that is crazy. But it works. I understand why Isagi goes for this here. Because you essentially get to do that. Ryu was in a stationary position. And even still, Isagi manages to snap bro's ankles right here. So that's really, really cool. Let's see. Here, Yukimaya, sense it. Ooh, yep, because look what Isagi does. He goes right, Ryu gets drawn into the right. Ryu turns, looks, lands, Isagi pivots, boom, dashes right behind Ryu. So now Ryu has to do a full 180 to stop him, and he's now going to Ryu's left instead of his right. W moves. Let's see. Big guy's watching. Yukimaya's here. So big guy's eyes are off Yukimaya, but Lorenzo is here, able to intercept Yukimaya. So Yukimaya does have to pass. Here, now. Okay, Yukimaya, cooking, Isagi, cooking, now. Did he? Why you chip it like that? Bro, we need... from the shadows of the field, from the ebony darkness, look who comes to play. We hadn't seen him the entire chapter. The big honker nose man himself with the bandana to cover that 15 head he's got. Look who it is. Look who it is. It's not Fukaku. It's all according to Keikaku. Literally, it is Mr. All According to Keikaku. Look who it is, bro. Snuffy. He's going to intercept. Because that's a lob, right? Like, I think that's what you would call it. The overhead. Why would you... I mean, I get it, though. I kind of do get it. Because, like, Yukimaya, I don't know, he's not known for passing. Like, I think it is literally... I remember, in his introduction, in the third selection, when Rail's like, use me, pass to me. He's like, no, I'm good. I'd rather score on my own. no, so he says something like, I'm more comfortable scoring on my own. And then he proceeds to go for the gyro shot. It misses, because Yukimaya's basic gyro shot has never worked.
I found this...
Stop it. You keep scaring me. But... Correct me if I'm wrong, Yukimaya fans, all three of you. I don't think Yukimaya's generic gyro shot has ever actually worked on panel. It's always led to something else. Like, in third selection, it led to Nagi scoring, because Ryu was going to block it, but then Nagi leaped in and scored off of it. In the U20 game, the gyro shot was blocked by Aiku, and I think that also led to Nagi scoring. I think Nagi has a bad habit of stealing Yukimaya's goals. And then, obviously, in the last match where we got to see Yukimaya really pop off in, it was against Manshine. And once again, the shot got blocked by Chris Prince. I think in a very similar way to the way that Aiku blocked Yukimaya's shot in the U20, ironically enough. So, I don't know, Yukimaya... His shots have never been known to land, but he does prefer to score on his own. He's not 1-4 passing. So it makes sense that he would have like a floaty lob pass like this, especially considering the way his shot works. He just like how Chigiri's new shooting style comes from his consistent centering that he did earlier on. Yukimaya's passing style likely comes from his inherent nature as a striker, which is that gyro shot, that gyroscopic ability. So yeah, it looks like it's going high, but it's going to drop low. But unfortunately, it looks like that's going to be too slow for the madman, the man from the shadows. Heck yeah, perfect! No, a lob pass. A lob pass won. Oh, a lob pass won't. I thought they said a lob pass won. Why'd you say no if it won? A lob pass won't. That's not what I wanted. I want a fastball sent to my feet. Look at this man. He's so heat. Oh, I like that. That's his aura? That's cool. That's cool. I think that kind of works, though. Because what is he? And it makes so much sense. Because his nose is built like a beak. No wonder he's a bird. He does have a literal beak. Bro, it's a whole beak. He has a whole beak. No wonder his aura's a bird. Okay, alright. Wow. But, okay, so this is just more HIORI foreshadow. So the game's going to go on for a little bit longer. I think we got... Being generous, I think we got 6 more chapters out of this game, at most. I think once HIORI subs in, that's 8. So we're probably going to have, like, another chapter or 2 of stalling out Snuffy. And then, like, we're probably going to have some time where, like... Because I think previously... On Dragon Ball Z... No, I don't think in the Barcha game. I think Lava Hito and Noel Noa were made to sit down before the timer ran out. No, the timer ran out and they were made to both go sit down. Because, yeah, that's when Isagi was subbed back in. So, at least in Manshine, the game ended before the Masters could be subbed back out. And we can bring people in. But I think what's going to happen, obviously Snuffy's going to get the ball here. Like, Isagi clearly saying that's not what I wanted. I want a fastball sent to my feet. A lot of passes too slow at this level. Snuffy's going to take it. So, shout out to this Chad Snuffy with his bird nose. But, with that being the case, what I see is Snuffy blocks this. There's another counterattack. Counterattack, Baro gets the ball. Either A, Baro gets the ball and scores. I think this is going to lead to a score on BM. I think GAGAMARU, after having a flow awakening and stuff like that, that's it. I think Bro's kind of done. I think we will get the score now. I think this kind of confirms it, at least for me. And then the Masters' time will be up. The 3 minutes will have passed. And then Noel's going to be like, okay, Isagi, who do you want? Like, it could be an Isagi, or like Corona may step up, right? He's like, okay, I've rested the 3 minutes. My legs are best. Let me hop back in. And then Isagi's like, no, I need you. And he points to HIORI, and HIORI's like, me? You need me? Isagi needs me? Daddy Isagi needs me? And then they're going to tag in, and then we're going to get this. Because remember, the main thing that was established by HIORI wasn't actually his striker abilities. In the U20, he wasn't subbed in to be a striker. He was subbed in to be a facilitator, a long-range facilitator. Because the big thing about Ubers that makes them super duper annoying to deal with is that they are really good close up. Nico is just big enough that he can consistently stop Isagi. Ryu's really good in the air and even really good on the ground with his super long limbs. Aiku's just a beefy, burly dude. So all that girth you have to deal with in a one-on-one. Sure, you can be like Raichu. You can be decent in one-on-ones, but that doesn't suddenly mean you're going to be able to stop Ubers. What you need is a long-range pass merchant. You need someone who can send it long, hard, and sorry. But you need someone who can send it like that. And we know of two big characters who can do that. Technically three. I think Rin counts too. But it's Hitoshi Sei, and the person whose passes were compared to the Sei brothers. And that was HIORI. That was his main selling point in the U20. He was a really good facilitator against really strong defense, which is what the U20 was. It had a weak offensive, that sounds so bad, but it did have a weak offensive core because they had to rely on Sendo, who sucked. No offense to Sendo. All offense to Sendo. He sucked. But he had that, and the defense was really, really good. So that's why HIORI was good, because he could facilitate those long-range passes at that pinpoint speed and curvature that only like the right people could react to. Isagi, as he mentions here, he wanted a fastball sent to his feet. If that was the case, if there was HIORI giving him that pass, then he probably would have been able to score here, or at least do something to where Snuffy couldn't come and interfere. So I do think HIORI getting subbed in, it is inevitable. It has to happen now if we're going to win. And that's another reason why I think BM is going to win. Because there's no way we're going to set up HIORI's backstory, give him this desire to join Isagi in the game, have him join Isagi in the game, and then have him not succeed. Like, I don't know. I don't think Kaneshiro Sensei's that cruel. But let's see. The Hawk. Our golden opportunity. No, my goal vision was dead on. But I was one step short to outreach someone with world-class football IQ. And that's the end of the chapter. Is there a next time on Dragon Ball Z? There's not. This is it. This is just the end of the chapter. I think. Am I wrong? It seems to be the end of the chapter. All right. That's rough stuff. However, that is an interesting spot. Sure, the ball got sent away by Snuffy, but at least at the end of this chapter, we don't get to see who it's sent to. So this could lead to some chaos. This could lead to some genuine chaos. I could see Ness getting the ball, or Kaiser getting the ball, or someone getting the ball, because we don't get to see who it goes to. Maybe Kunigami? I don't know. I'm a little bit excited now. However, shock horror. Blue Lock is peak. Almost as if it's peak every week. But let me explain why. Let me give you a little explanation to why I believe such blasphemous things. I love sheathing the sword. So cool. I don't know. It's the child in me that wakes up every single time I draw a sword. But with that being the case, let me explain why I think this chapter's peak.
It's really simple if you really think about it. There are a couple of reasons why this chapter is...
I just realized Raichi just failed. Raichi was nowhere nearby. Raichi got outclassed and left behind. But, number one, obviously this is the payoff for the last chapter. Flo GAGAMARU waking up and cooking. I love it. I love GAGAMARU coming in to cook. I love it when the Jungle Boy gets in the kitchen and starts making his arista whip. I like it, all right? Sorry, it's just basic stuff. I really, really like that. Sure, do I think the save is not as cool as his most marketable save? Yeah, but I also think that's okay, because this game isn't those level stakes. Like, it just isn't. So giving him the handstand save isn't something that's like too crazy. I do think we're gonna see something crazier from GAGAMARU in the future, but this is still really good for him. Ironically enough, the main selling point for me here isn't the save, it's the lob he does for the big counter, setting up that part of the chapter. This part of the chapter, this is a really cool trio. Yuki Maya, Isagi, and Noel Noa. It's good to see that Yuki Maya is willing to work with Isagi. It's good to see Isagi's willing to work with Yuki Maya, and it's always good to see Noel Noa as a facilitator, being a teacher and an organizer rather than being someone who's stealing the spotlight, like a Lalahino, like a Chris Prince. That's where he and Snuffy kind of co-align on their partnership, or not even their partnership, but their teaching styles. They're here to make the kids better, and I like that a lot. Then, of course, seeing Aiku get a feat on Noel Noa, fantastic. Sure, is it a foul? Yeah, but still, fouling the #1 striker in the world is really, really cool. I like that. And then seeing Isagi cook a little bit, I like it a lot. Seeing him just absolutely shatter Ryu's ankles, fantastic. And of course, setting up once again, feeding the HIORI plotline. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And even seeing Snuffy cook like this with his big old nose self and seeing his ego bird, fantastic. Overall, super duper W chapter. However, that's what I think. Please, what you guys think in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure the little notification bell so you do not miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon below. You can support as one, count them $1 a month. You get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. You also now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Now, thank you guys so much for watching once again. Thank you guys so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Zach with a pencil, writing off.